Thanks for stopping by Pete's Garage. So you should always keep in your car a pair of pliers, a simple repair kit, and a portable air compressor. Okay, so I'm going to share with you another attempted mechanic ripoff, and this involves fixing a tire that has a screw in it. And I'm going to share with you how you know what can be fixed and what cannot be fixed. So this is what happened to me, and this was the ripoff attempt. I get up early in the morning, 8 o'clock or so, I'm heading down the road, getting on the highway, and as soon as I get on the ramp to get on the highway, I start hearing from the front right of the vehicle a thump, 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 and it's going with the speed of the wheel. And it happened, came on all of a sudden, and I'm thinking, oh great, I got a bad CV joint, or there's something wrong with the suspension. But the vehicle's only got 30,000 miles, so I was kind of skeptical. But it was really loud. I mean, it was louder than I would expect a screw to be. So I pull off at the next exit, pull into a parking lot where it's safe. So if you have to do this, make sure you pull off safely off the side of the road or in a parking lot. And I look at the tire, and there's a big screw in the tire. Now this is the screw. It's a pretty big screw. You can see that. It's a Torx head, fairly large. Must have been just laying in the road, and it caught the tire perfectly. So here's what happened. I was dressed fairly nice. I had a dress shirt on. I was dressed fairly nicely, and I didn't want to fix it myself. I certainly could fix it myself on the side of the road, but I said, you know what? For 20 bucks, if I can get someone to fix it, it'll save me the aggravation of ruining my clothes and having to go home. So first, I pull into a Goodyear store. Now, remember, it's early in the morning, 9 o'clock, just before 9 o'clock, Monday morning. I know it's early. Pull in, I walk in, the bays are open. There's no cars in the store, no cars in the parking lot, but there's a guy inside the store. I walk in and say, hey, I got a bolt in my tire. Can I get a flat fixed? He says, can't look at it until noon. I look out in the shop. It's empty. I said, you can't look at it till noon? No, can't look at it till noon. Okay, fine. So I leave. I drive about half a mile down the road to a Pep Boys store. Walk in the Pep Boys store, and there's a guy in front of me with the exact same problem. Hey, I got a bolt in my tire. Can I get it fixed? And he says, sorry, can't look at it until 2. He walks away, and I said, I got the same problem, but I can't wait till 2. So I leave. I walk out of Pep Boys, and right across the street is a Monroe store. Monroe Muffler Tire Brakes. They have tires there. And as I look across the street, all of their doors are open. No vehicles inside. No vehicles in the parking lot. Nobody waiting. And the guy was standing in front smoking a cigarette, and I'm like, great, this guy's not busy. I can go over there and he can fix it for me in 15, 20 minutes. It'll help me out, get me back on the road, and I won't have to get dirty. So I drive right across the street. I park my car, and I walk up and say, hey, I got a screw in a tire. Can you fix it? And he said, well, yeah, as soon as my tech gets here. I'm like, well, I was going to say, aren't you the manager? Don't you know how to fix it? But I didn't. I said, okay, so when is he getting here? He goes, well, he's on his way. He should be here in a couple minutes. So I decided to wait. As I'm standing there, he goes in behind the counter, and he must have looked up my vehicle while I was doing that. And I walk out to my car to get my wallet. I walk back in the store. Now, this guy never looked at the car, never looked at the tire, never looked at anything. And he comes in to the from the computer and looks at me. He says, you know, based on where that screw is in the tire, you're going to need a new tire. It's going to cost you 300 bucks. Now, he sees someone standing there in dress clothes looking fairly nice. He probably thinks I'm an idiot. I don't know anything about cars. And I don't want to insult the guy, but that's when my blood pressure started to boil. I'm like, this dude never looked at the car. He doesn't even know where the screw is. He doesn't know anything about it. All he knows is maybe what he looked up on the computer and what a tire costs. And he wants to charge me $300 without even looking at it. So I got pissed, but I didn't say anything. Now, I looked at him square in the eye and I said, the screw is in the tread. And he started backpedaling like, oh my God, I'm not talking to someone who's an idiot. I better backpedal and recover the situation. So he looks at me and he says, well, I could put, and this is what he did. I could put a temporary patch on it to get you by, but you still need a new tire. I so much wanted to say to him, you never even looked at the tire. You don't even know where the screw is. You don't know anything about it, but you know what? Screw it. I was pissed. So I walk out of the store. I said, I'm going to fix it myself. So I'm going to show you how to fix it. and fix the hole where that screw is in the tire. But here's the thing you need to know about what can be fixed and what can't be fixed, okay? On tire construction, there are three main components or three parts of the tire that you have to understand where things can and cannot be fixed. If the screw is in the tread, 100% fixable. They can pull the tire off the rim, put a patch on the inside, put the tire back on, and you'll be good to go, and it'll last a long time. If the screw starts to approach the shoulder of the tire, meaning it's still in the tread but it's near the shoulder, you can still fix it, just like this one. You can fix that. If the tire is directly in the shoulder but not touching the tread, you might find a shop that maybe would fix it. Probably not, because I don't want the liability. Now, if the screw is in the sidewall, forget it. Nobody will fix it. You shouldn't fix it. It's not safe. Luckily, this one was in the tread, so I'm going to show you how to fix it. So here's a screw that's in my tire. You can see it's a Torx. It's a pretty big bolt. We'll back it out and see what it looks like. There it is. That's a screw that was stuck in the tire. Pretty big hole. Now this is repairable. You can clearly see that it's within the tread of the tire, right there. There are three components of the tire you need to know about. The tread, the shoulder, right here, and then the sidewall. In the tread, you can fix it. If we're over here in the shoulder, which is just off the tread right here in the shoulder, you might find someone who will fix that for you. Not the best repair, but in an emergency, you can get away with it. Can't fix the sidewall. If you get a screw in the sidewall, do not fix it. No shop will ever fix it. So I'm going to fix this because it's in the tread. First, I'm going to take the reaming tool. This comes with the kit. Ream tool looks like this. I'm just going to work inside the hole. Just roughen it up. Just like that. That should be enough. Then you take your patch, goes through the tool like this, about halfway through, and if you look really close, the bottom part of this tool is actually a sharp knife. So when you pull it out of the tire, it cuts this in half. So you cover this with the rubber cement on both sides. This helps get the patch in the tire, and then it helps seal. Like that. Okay, so now I'm going to push it in the hole. So it's about 2/3 of the way in. Right about there. Then I'm going to pull backwards. And it cuts. Now I'll let that dry. I'll wipe it off, let it dry, and trim off the patch. I'll just wipe this off just to clean it up a little bit. I'm going to let that set for about 15 minutes to dry. Alright, now we just come in here with a sharp blade and trim the excess. Be careful not to cut yourself. Just trim it off. Like that. You don't want to leave anything too big. You don't want to leave a big hump, because you will hear that when you're driving, so just trim it nice and clean. Alright, now I'll just spray some soapy water on to make sure we don't have a leak. And there are no bubbles. Leak repaired. So if you do get a screw or something in your tire, don't get ripped off. If it's in the tread, don't let them tell you they need a new tire. It can be fixed. I've already got a couple hundred miles on that repair, and it's perfectly okay. I do need new tires soon, so I'm going to get them anyway. But if you're on the side of the road, that repair you can fix it in 15-20 minutes. Be on your way, and you won't get stuck on the side of the road. You won't have to pay for a tow. Fix it yourself. That's why I keep that stuff in my car. Avoid that ripoff. Make sure you know where the screw is, where it can or can't be fixed, and don't let someone try and rip you off. Thanks for stopping by Pizza Garage.